The auspicious signs seen now do not differ from those seen before. Hence, I infer that today the Tathagata is about to expound a great vehicle sutra entitled The Wonderful Dharma Lotus, the Dharma for the teaching of bodhisattvas, and protected and cherished by all Buddhas. At that time, in the midst of the assembly, Manjusri, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. I recall that in ages past, countless innumerable eons ago, there appeared a Buddha, one most honored among people, named Lamp Shining with the brightness of sun and moon. That world-honored one proclaimed the Dharma, took across beings beyond measure, and led innumerable kotis of bodhisattvas to realize the wisdom of the Buddhas. Before that Buddha renounced the home life, 8 royal sons were born to him. Seeing the great sage leave the home life, they followed him to practice pure conduct. The Buddha then taught a great vehicle sutra by the name of Infinite Meanings. For the sake of the great assembly, he explained it in great detail. Having explained this sutra, the Buddha sat in full lotus on the Dharma seat and entered the samadhi in which infinite meanings flow forth. Mandarava flowers rained down from the heavens. Heavenly drums resounded of themselves. All the gods, dragons, ghosts, and spirits made offerings to the one most honored among people, and within all the Buddha lands there occurred a mighty trembling. The light emitted from between the Buddha's eyebrows revealed these rare occurrences. The light shone to the east, illuminating 18,000 Buddha lands. It revealed all living beings therein, and their karmic destinies of birth and death. Seen, too, were Buddha lands adorned with a multitude of treasures, the colors of Vaidurya and crystal, illumined by the Buddha's light. Seen as well were gods and people, dragons, spirits, and yaksha hordes, Gandharvas and Kimnaras, each making offerings to their respective Buddha. The Tathagatas could also be seen as they, in due course, accomplished the Buddha's path. Their bodies' hue was like mountains of gold, upright, serene, subtle, and fine, like an image of pure gold in a piece of pure Vaidurya. The world-honored ones in those assemblies proclaimed the profound principles of the Dharma. In all the Buddha lands were uncountable multitudes of Shravakas. Through the illumination of the Buddha's light, those multitudes were all revealed. There were bhikshus who dwelled in mountain groves and vigorously upheld the pure precepts as if guarding brilliant pearls. The illumination of the Buddha's light also made visible bodhisattvas, as many as the Ganges sands, practicing giving, patience, and the like. Seen, too, were bodhisattvas deeply absorbed in samadhi, their bodies and minds still and unmoving as they sought the unsurpassed path. Bodhisattvas, too, were seen who understood the ultimate stillness of all phenomena, teaching the Dharma and seeking Buddhahood in their respective Buddha lands. Then the fourfold assembly, seeing Buddha lamp shining with the brightness of sun and moon, manifest great spiritual powers, all rejoiced in their hearts and inquired of one another, "What is the reason for these phenomena?" The Venerable One, revered by gods and people, emerged from samadhi just then and praised Bodhisattva Wondrous Light. "You are the eyes of the world. All rely upon you in faith, for you are able to reverently uphold the Dharma treasury. Only you can understand and realize the Dharmas I have taught." The world-honored one, having praised and brought joy to Wondrous Light, then expounded the Dharma Flower Sutra. For a full 60 small eons he did not rise from his seat. Dharma Master Wondrous Light was able to fully uphold the exquisite wonderful Dharma that he taught. Later, on the same day, that Buddha taught the Dharma Flower and brought joy to the assembly. he announced to the multitudes of gods and people, "The meaning of the ultimate reality of all phenomena has already been expounded for all of you. At midnight tonight, I shall enter Nirvana. You should advance wholeheartedly, with vigor, and avoid self-indulgence and laxity, for Buddhas are indeed difficult to meet, encountered but once in 100 million eons." The disciples of the World-Honored One, hearing that the Buddha would enter Nirvana, were each filled with grief and anguish. They thought, "How soon the Buddha realizes Nirvana." The sage Lord, King of the Dharma, then comforted the limitless multitude, saying, "After I pass into Nirvana, none of you should worry or fear, for Bodhisattva treasury of virtue has thoroughly penetrated the ultimate reality free of outflows. He will become the next Buddha, known by the name of Pure Body. He too will save countless beings." That night the Buddha passed into Nirvana. As a fire dies once its fuel has been consumed, his sharira were apportioned and distributed, and countless stupas built to enshrine them. Bhikshus and bhikshunis, in numbers like the Ganges sands, redoubled their vigor and advanced in their quest for the unsurpassed path. Dharma Master Wondrous Light reverently upheld the Buddha's Dharma treasury, and throughout 80 small eons widely propagated the Dharma Flower Sutra. All 8 royal sons, taught and guided by wondrous light, and firmly committed to the unsurpassed path, would surely meet with countless numbers of Buddhas. Having made offerings to these Buddhas and followed their example of practicing the great path, they would become Buddhas one after another. Each, in turn, would predict his successor. The last of these, a god among all gods, was a Buddha known as Burning Lamp, a guiding master of all the immortals who liberated countless multitudes. Dharma Master Wondrous Light reverently upheld the Buddha's Dharma treasury, and throughout 80 small eons widely propagated the Dharma Flower Sutra. All 8 royal sons, taught and guided by wondrous light and firmly committed to the unsurpassed path, would surely meet with countless numbers of Buddhas. Having made offerings to these Buddhas and followed their examples of practicing the great path, they would become Buddhas one after another. Each, in turn, would predict his successor. The last of these, a god among all gods, was a Buddha known as Burning Lamp, a guiding master of all the immortals who liberated countless multitudes. Dharma Master Wondrous Light had a disciple at that time who had a propensity toward laxness, and who was greedy for fame and wealth, untiringly seeking fame and wealth. He often visited the great clans. Casting aside the teachings he had practiced and recited, he neglected, forgot, and failed to comprehend them. These, then, were the reasons why he was given the name Seeker of Fame. Yet he also did many good deeds, enabling him to meet innumerable Buddhas. He made offerings to all Buddhas, followed them in practicing the great path, and perfected the 6 paramitas. Now he has met the Shakya lion. Later he will become a Buddha by the name of Maitreya, who will take across many living beings, their numbers beyond all count. After that Buddha had passed into Nirvana, the indolent one was you, and Dharma Master Wondrous Light was me, myself, now present here. I saw Buddha lamp shining with brightness, whose own light and auspicious signs were like these. Thus I know the present Buddha is about to expound the Dharma Flower Sutra. The present signs are like the auspicious ones in the past, which are the Buddha's skillful means. The Buddha now puts forth bright light to help reveal the meaning of ultimate reality. All of you should now understand, and with one heart join your palms in anticipation. The Buddha will let fall the Dharma rain to satisfy all who seek the path. Should those who seek the three vehicles have questions or doubts, the Buddha will clear them away until none remain.